Prior to being issued an M16A2 trainer weapon, it is imperative that you know the basic nomenclature of the weapon. My name is Ryan 3, and I'm going to break down the M16A2 trainer weapon into its three main sections. After doing so, I will describe to you and show you each part of that M16A2 so you can meet the objective of this speech and be able to identify each part of the M16A2 trainer weapon. This is your M16A2 trainer weapon. Now, before getting into the parts of the weapon, you need to understand the nomenclature. The weapon is magazine-fed, gas-operated, and air-cooled. It is also fired from the shoulder. The maximum range of the weapon is 3,600 meters. The maximum range meaning if you fire this weapon and the round goes unimpeded, it will travel 3,600 meters until it hits the ground. The maximum effective range for an area target is 800 meters. An area target is not a single target, but maybe a group of single targets that may or may not be able to identify. An example of an area target would be a group of vehicles or a building. The maximum effective range for a point target is 550 meters. A point target is something you can easily identify and would be, for example, an individual. In order for you to be able to effectively hit a target at those ranges, you need to ensure all the parts of the weapon are working correctly and functioning correctly, meaning that they're not worn, broke, or missing. Disassembling your weapon is the best way to ensure all parts of your weapon are present and working correctly. The weapon is broken down into three main sections. Into your upper receiver, your lower receiver, and your bolt carrier group. As you may see, all these sections consist of numerous parts. With the upper receiver, it consists of the barrel, the flash suppressor, or compensator, meaning that it disperses your firing so it doesn't give away your sight or it doesn't give away your position. It also compensates the elevation of your barrel when you fire. You have your front sight for hitting targets. You have your bayonet lug, which is used for holding a bayonet to the rifle. You also have your handguards. The handguards protect your hands from the heat of the weapon and also protects the barrel and the gas tube, which is located on top of the barrel. You have your carrying handle, which is used to hold maybe additional optical sights. You have your ejection port. Which the rounds will come out, the expended rounds will come out. You have your ejection port cover, which protects your chamber from dust and debris. You have your brass deflector, which deflects the brass ejecting from the weapon so it doesn't hit you. You have your forward assist, which will assist the bolt going into the weapon in case it gets jammed. You also have your rear sight. On your rear sight, you have your windage knob, which makes sight adjustments from left to right. And you have your elevation knob, which makes sight adjustments elevation-wise up and down. Your lower receiver consists of the buttstock of the weapon, to include your butt plate. Inside the buttstock of the weapon, you have your action spring and your buffer. This allows the weapon to be fired and rechamber another round. You have your bolt catch release, which you depress it to catch the bolt in the back or to lock the bolt to the rear, and you push it on the top in order to release the bolt forward. You also have your magazine release, which releases the magazine from your weapon, your trigger, and your pistol grip. Your firing selector lever is located on this side, and you can select between safe, semi, and 3-round burst. Inside your bolt carrier group, or on your bolt carrier group, you have your gas key located on the top, which fits into that gas tube I was talking about earlier. You also have your main bolt. The bolt carrier itself carries the main bolt. The bolt cam pin is what holds the bolt into the bolt carrier. Located inside of the bolt carrier is your firing pin. The firing pin is what actually makes the rounds of the weapon go off. Once all parts can be identified, you can start checking them to make sure they are not worn, broke, or missing. The parts I have shown you today are what makes up the M16A2 trainer weapon. With your understanding of the nomenclature and the parts of this weapon, you will be able to effectively use this weapon and maintain its upkeep.